Welcome to the world of legends, where the line between reality and myth often blurs. Today, I'm going to tell you about one of the most chilling stories from the automotive world, the tale of the cursed V10. Back in the early 2000s, a group of highly skilled engineers in Germany was given the difficult task of developing a 10-cylinder engine, an engine that was to drive a modern supercar that would revolutionize the sports car world. The V10 engine was an audacious project, combining two inline 5 engines, creating a marvel of engineering and manufacturing. This heart of a supercar was a true masterpiece, configured to deliver unparalleled performance and an unparalleled sound experience. As they toiled over the design, the engineers had one eye on their competitors, who were also preparing to release their own V10 supercar. The battle lines were drawn, but one manufacturer stood out due to its risky but innovative design decisions. Our protagonist, a car manufacturer renowned for its pioneering spirit and relentless pursuit of excellence, decided to drop a startling innovation in the automotive world, an all-wheel drive system. This innovation, combined with the powerful V10 engine, was going to revolutionize the world of sports cars. The car manufacturer's bold plans shocked the competition. They powered ahead, each challenge stoking their determination. But innovation always comes with its risks, and the greater the leaps, the loftier the stakes become. Faced with an unexpectedly tight timeline, the engineers doubled down on their efforts. Exhausted, they sacrificed sleep to ensure the project remained on schedule. But as the days turned into sleepless nights turned into weeks, they began to notice something strange. Unexplainable setbacks plagued the project. The woes ranged from technical malfunctions during testing to inexplicable manufacturing errors. It was as if the project was cursed, with an invisible hand preventing the success they so desperately pined for. Fear and paranoia gripped the team, their faces etched with lines of uncertainty. Grotesque masks of frustration masked their usual expressions of confidence and determination. They knew there was something wrong, but they couldn't grasp what it was. They just dubbed it the cursed V10. The car, wrapped in mystery, was grilled in controversies. Many attributed the running problems to the engine itself, claiming that perhaps having a 10-cylinder engine was just a step too far. Others pointed fingers at the all-wheel drive system, questioning its necessity and feasibility. From prestigious car shows to the test tracks, the much-awaited supercar was subjected to intense scrutiny. Yet, it failed to perform as anticipated. The cursed V10 would spur to life, only to sputter into silence, leaving the onlookers puzzled and the engineers disheartened. As weeks drifted into months and seasons cycled endlessly, the cursed V10 remained. A tale of immense promise undone by unknown forces. The supercar, once an exciting prospect, now sat in a corner of the factory, a sad epitaph to shattered dreams. In the voids of silence, the obnoxious ringing of dismissed possibilities echoed uncomfortably. Were they too ambitious? Too zealous? Each question merely sowed more seeds of doubt as the engineers struggled with the unraveling of their dreams. Desperation drove the team to revisit their work, scrutinizing every bolt, every pipe. As they navel-gazed, they noticed something amiss. Damaged parts replaced during the assembly were always found damaged again, often in the exact same areas. It was as if the never-ending cycle of apparent sabotage was orchestrated by an unseen force. These disturbances were more than accidental, they were indicative of a diabolical plot, one that set out to destroy the project from within. Spurred by newfound understanding, the engineers held secret meetings, united in their suspicion that the project was being sabotaged. Their research led them to an intriguing hypothesis. Was the cursed V10 more than a coincidence of internal dispute? Did it conceal a bygone tale of crime and punishment within its metallic ribs? Unceasing zeal and tireless determination fueled their pursuit of unraveling the mystery. They scoured the company archives, listened keenly to the whispers of the factory walls and pored over old documents, each newfound clue driving up their hopes and fueling their resolve. Finally, they stumbled upon the most interesting piece. A sketchy thesis asserted that the company's previous owner had served time. The suspicion then crystallized. Had the cursed V10 been consciously marred, with the aim of exacting revenge on the company and its new breed of ambitious innovators? But how could a person, locked behind layers of concrete, steel, and years of painful memories, let their hatred blare loud enough to reach a car? Or was it merely a coincidence that wasn't? These questions, rather than sating their curiosity, heightened their sense of intrigue, but the engineers were determined to find answers. They delved deeper, examining every aspect, analyzing every detail, until they stumbled upon a name that sent shivers down their tired spines. The new leads were puzzling and harrowing at the same time. Mark Rothenberg, the disgruntled former owner of the automaker. Convicted for industrial espionage, he had served his sentence stoically, but the fire of resentment for a company that had once been his continued to burn within him. Was he, then, the one behind the cursed V10? Although evidence was circumstantial, the team began to grow, convinced that the cursed V10 was a case of calculated malice. A plot slowly hatched in the somber environs of the prison floor, ready to unfurl at the roar of the engine it had conspired to maim. As the pieces of the jigsaw puzzle began to fall in place, the team's focus shifted to Mr. Rothenberg's known associates. Could he have used his influence to plant moles within the company, intent on disrupting their work from the inside? Even as the noose drew unmistakably tighter around the conspirators, the question still plagued the minds of the team: who else was involved? How deep was the conspiracy? And most importantly, what more was to come? Braving these whispers of distress and resolve, the company stood steadfast as always. It seemed that the more efforts put into dismantling it, the tougher it emerged, rebuilding itself with the same resilient spirit it was infamous for. The day of reckoning arrived. Police raided the suspected hideouts and swiftly arrested the co-conspirators. A sigh of relief reverberated across the automobile world as the culprits were finally brought to justice. Mark Rothenberg, the mastermind behind the sabotage, was ultimately cornered, arrested, and stood trial for his crimes. The court proceedings were reminiscent of a high-stakes thriller, with Rothenberg's unrepentant face illuminating the courtroom screens. Despite the weight of evidence stacking against him, Rothenberg tried to deny his involvement, maintaining his innocence until the very end. However, justice prevailed, and Rothenberg was sentenced to several more years in prison for orchestrating the despicable crime. As the trial concluded, the dark chapter of the cursed V10 came to an end. The supercar project, once mired in uncertainty and suspicion, had triumphed over adversity, proving itself not just a symbol of innovative engineering, but also an embodiment of resilience and tenacity. The infamous cursed V10 was no longer shrouded in whispers and fear, but it had earned itself a place in automotive history. A tribute to the rule of human will over ill-intentioned design and a testament to the company's unshakable belief in forward motion. The supercar, once labeled as cursed, now emerged empowered, roaring with undeniable zeal and passion. The cursed V10 journey was a telling reminder of the age-old adage, adversity only makes the determined stronger. As the V10 graced the tracks again, it became a shining example of persistence, determination, and victory over trepidation. Every spectator was captivated by the sheer power and grace of the rejuvenated supercar. As it thundered down the track, each rev of its engine resonated with a quiet assurance, signaling the commencement of a brand new chapter in its legacy. The cursed V10 had triumphed against odds, proving that the human spirit can overcome even the most unfathomable challenges. The cursed V10 was more than just an automotive icon. It was a tale of survival, resilience, and ultimate victory over the odds. A tale that will continue to mesmerize the world for years to come.